Reverend Otoro Eason-Williams not only committed her life to God and died in such a violent way, but now we're learning that just hours or 4 days before she was killed, she had a meeting about stopping gun violence in Memphis. Brittany Clemens gives more details about the anti-gun violence initiative she was involved with.
Last week, just days before Reverend Otoro Eason-Williams was shot and killed in her driveway, she had plans to help curb Memphis gun violence, starting with the youth.
I know for a fact that she had in her heart a real heart for the least and the last and the lost, and that is we need to reach the folks that are most at risk of being killed and those that are most at risk of taking up the gun.
Mark Matheny was one of the last people to see Reverend Eason-Williams alive.
She loved youth and had a special place in her heart, and that's why it's so poignant and ironic in terms of her death coming at the hands of young people.
With her unconditional love for people, strangers and all, UMNC Memphis knew they needed Reverend Eason-Williams to be a part of its new anti-gun violence initiative called Soul Force. Aletha Washington, who is also with UMNC, says it didn't take much convincing.
The work that she had done with young people and how she had impacted the community with all of the work of her ministry, it just, I was like, I know she's going to be very excited about this.
As a Memphis native and a Whitehaven resident, Reverend Eason-Williams knew stopping violence needed an all-hands-on-deck approach. Washington says the Reverend believed the faith community had a mission and a duty to help curb gun violence.
It's not just happening to one particular denomination. We've all got to come together and make something happen now.
Soul Force is still in its beginning stages, but the goal?
We partners with other groups, and especially groups that have stepped out and are intentionally working on this.
Matheny says 17 organizations have stepped up to help move Soul Force forward, including youth villages. He is calling for all communities to step up. In Memphis, I'm Brittany Clemens.